Welcome into PFF HQ. Austin Gayle here with Mike Renner, ready to talk second-year offensive tackles, poised for breakout years, poised to get better. And I think we have to start with San Francisco 49ers Mike McGlinchey, a top pick that showed he was a great run blocker last year. And I think sky's the limit for him going into year two.
Yeah, he was the first tackle off the board in last year's draft. And I think he showed why as a rookie, immediately translated in the run game. We loved his run blocking coming out of Notre Dame. He was the second highest graded run blocking tackle in the entire NFL last season. So he immediately translated into that, perfect for that Kyle Shanahan system. Has a little work to do in pass pro, but was sort of hampered by this early season switch to guard due to injury and then back to tackle. You saw him struggle right out the gate. Down the stretch, though, I think he was he really sort of saw some improvement in his game. And so we see this tackle sort of learning curve, or even offensive line learning curve around the NFL that's so steep. And for even to show that much that he did as a rookie is very encouraging for 49ers fans.
Looking at other offensive linemen around the league, working on other articles for the site, I see that pass protection, specifically for rookies and second-year players, takes some time to get better at. I think you see grades get better as you go into years 2 and year 3, and I think we could see that with Mike McGlinchey. Going over to the Minnesota Vikings, a guy that maybe they didn't expect to start for them late last year, but he did. Brian O'Neill, the former Pittsburgh tackle, he played very well last year and very well could be, their guy at right tackle moving forward.
Yeah, he didn't start out the gate, got thrust into action week 2 against Green Bay, and I think he turned some heads with his performance because he was the guy that even we here at PFF were saying, hey, it might take him a little bit to get going, because you watched him at the Senior Bowl where he just got exposed in the one-on-ones. His pass pro was a work in progress, we thought, but then for him to come out and earn a 65.5 pass blocking grade as a rookie, now it doesn't sound great, but again, it goes back to that rookie learning curve of if you expect a guy to struggle a lot out of the gate, to even be that well, to even be, so basically be not a liability, you see this such a steep learning curve that he's probably going to be average this year, above average next year, and then maybe one of the better right tackles in the NFL down the line. That's just how steep it is and how tough it is to transition from college to the NFL. So for him as a second rounder to be that good, very encouraging for Vikings fans.
Expecting plus pass protection from a rookie offensive tackle, especially one that wasn't drafted in the first round, is just not a good move. I think you have to hope for above average play, but you see with other younger tackles, it takes some time. Look at the Raiders, look at Houston Texans. They started some young guys last year and things did not go as planned. Moving over to Indianapolis, an offensive line we've praised in recent videos and recent articles. Ryan Kelly getting some love, Quentin Nelson obviously, but that right tackle, a former guard at Auburn, Braden Smith, played very well last year at a position he didn't play at college.
Yeah, we kind of said the way we'd love to see Quentin Nelson get moved from guard to tackle because they had drafted 2 guards in Quentin Nelson and Braden Smith and had kind of a logjam there at guard but needed some help at the tackle position. We thought Quentin Nelson had all the skills. Well, they wanted to keep Nelson at guard. They invested that top 10 pick on him. He performed admirably there, extremely well. Lived up to those expectations, but Braden Smith was the one who got kicked from guard to tackle, a move that you never see. You never see in pro football. It's always the opposite way, from tackle to guard, and he not only holds up, he's arguably one of the best rookie tackle in the NFL, right up there with Mike McGlinchey, 71.4 overall grade, 69.1 pass blocking grade. I mean, for him to do that well, switch from guard to tackle, exceptional, right? And that's just year 1. He didn't even play tackle at all at Auburn. Year 2, I think there's going to see a big leap in his play.
Imagine Smith getting a full offseason to tackle, learning the playbook, learning that side of the ball even more, that position more. I think it's so important for him, this progression that he's going to take. I think Braden Smith could be a sneaky candidate for the best, second-year offensive tackle next year. I'm excited for that. Another one in Baltimore, Orlando Brown Jr., son of Zeus, was hated for his athletic testing, did not have a great combine, but he proved it on the field. He played above expectation on the field in a run-heavy offense in Baltimore.
Yeah, he's definitely protected. He went to the right scheme for him in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson at the helm. They just do a ton of play action, a ton of full slides. He's not really going one-on-one with speed rushers snap after snap in pass protection. And I think that's the right situation for him. I don't think he was going to hold up if that was the case. If he's having to take, deep sets against fast guys there at right tackle, they protect him with the scheme there, and then he just gets to use that natural physical ability to dominate in the running game, and then in the play action game, when he can get his hands on guys early, he ends them in pass protection. So I think he went to the perfect scheme for him, and you saw that natural talent that he has, 66.0 overall grade, this past season. That's, again, we're talking about the grades don't sound great, but for rookies, these are very good grades.
And protecting a player against his weaknesses is an underrated trait for coaches and front offices. I think putting Orlando Brown in a scheme where he can win and thrive early is way better for your team than trying trying to force him into a situation where you know he can't have positive play. I think it's exciting that he is in that scheme, and I think he could get a lot better with the Ravens and slowly, learn to take deeper sets and get it, not be as protected as he was last year. A guy that didn't, obviously an elephant in the room, a guy not appearing on this list, a guy taken shortly after Mike McGlinchey, Colt Miller of the Oakland Raiders, a first-round draft pick, played left tackle all of last year. Injury-plagued, yes, but he still played a ton of snaps last year. Did not land on this list. I want to know why.
Well, there's a couple big reasons why. One is because he was by far worse than all of these other guys we mentioned on this list. The second lowest graded tackle in all of the NFL last season, of guys who played over 800 snaps last season. Of guys that actually had 16 starts last year, he had the worst grade among all tackles in the NFL. Gave up 16 sacks. Really not much encouraging. Yes, he played with an injury for a little bit as a rookie. The grades do not factor that into account. That obviously is a thing going forward, that if he is healthy, you should see some step up in his play. But the other biggest thing is we just didn't see him as a first-round talent. We didn't see him, value him in the college evaluation. What we saw from him on the field was not top 15 sort of pick where he ended up going. We saw him more as a third-rounder, day 3 type of guy. That's the area we would have felt comfortable taking him, and those are project tackles. Those are guys that even in year 2, we're saying that might be a little too early to get on board with them playing at a competent level at the tackle position in the NFL. Maybe year 3, year 4, they might be more encouraging. That's why we still would have taken him, like I said, in the 3rd round, but not a top 15 type of player, and he showed nothing as a rookie to encourage us in year 2.
Injury is always going to be an excuse for him in year 1. Yes. They signed Trent Brown to the biggest contract in NFL history for an offensive lineman and are keeping him at right tackle to maintain Colt Miller's development. You have to hope he stays healthy. You have to hope Tom Gayle can coach him up. But at the same time, you factoring in this college grading, which we're so fortunate to have, we didn't see top-level play from him at UCLA. We didn't see it from him last year. A big second year for him needs to happen if you're going to start to have faith in him as a long-term solution. For more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This has been Mike Renner and Austin Gayle.